Go. Melanated family. What's up, man? Welcome back. Brand new episode of the Melanated Convo podcast. I'm happy to be back with the family. So check it out. Today on the show, right? Because every 5 to 6 months, I go on Instagram, every social media platform that I have available to me, and I ask my people, like, hey, who could I have on the show? Who is inspiring in your neighborhood? Who got their feet to the ground? Because really, I interview people sometime that are popular to everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Hella people know them, whatever. That's really not what it's about on the low. What it's really about is inspiring conversations, people who got good stories, people who can bring something to the table in your level of success, the things you've done so far. None of that really matters right now. So today on the show, one of my homeboys hooked me up with this brother. I listened to his music, read a little bit about his story, and I'm interested, man. So today on the show, we got a music producer, right? My boy is a music producer. He's a graphic designer, brand owner. You feel me? Originally from Portland, now stationed in, or now in Seattle. I want everybody to welcome to the Melanated Convo, my boy FinchesFly. How you doing, man?
Good. I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, like I said, man, my brother reached out to me and said that you would be a good fit for the show. And I'm seeing you doing your music. I'm seeing you pushing other things, and you know what I mean. It's important that we had these kind of conversations. So first, I want to touch bases on like your beginnings. So you said Portland, and now you in Seattle. So were you raised in Portland?
Yeah, it's a cold story. So my beginning, I was born in Portland, Oregon, right? So I'm first generation actually. My mom is from the Philippines. So she was born in the Philippines, and then her family migrated from the Philippines to Surrey, which is in Vancouver, BC. So my mom and her family, they moved over to Canada. And then from Canada, they moved to North Portland, St. John, shout out. And then, so they were raised there. My mom and my dad ended up meeting each other in Portland. My dad went to Concordia University, played baseball there. So that's where they met, and then had me. And then within about 2 years, I was about 2 years old, we moved to LA. So my mom and dad split. And so my mom took me to LA she said she had about like $50, $100 in her car, and just hopped in the car and shot out to LA. And so I was raised in LA until about 7 years old. And we stayed on Fairfax and Pico. So not far from everything that's going on as far as music wise and hip hop on the West Coast. And then I moved back to the Northwest around about 7, 8 years old. And we moved around a lot. I can't even, it's something in the past at this point. But yeah, I just remember moving around a lot, apartment, across the street from packing our stuff, moving into our first house across the street, finally got a house. And then, so yeah, I went to middle school, elementary, high school in Portland. And I was actually raised more so. My mom tried to keep me in the suburbs, so she kept me in Beaverton, Oregon, which is the home of Nike, right? So 97005, that's something that I stand for right now, because we don't have too much representative from that side of Portland, which is the west side. And most of the music and most the melanated community is more so on the east, in the northwest or northeast, and then the north southeast out to Gresham. So I'm really out here to represent that part.
Yeah, wait. So talk to me about something real quick. So being in LA, because that's interesting, right? Because I always tell everybody, bro, my family's from New Orleans. I've lived there in summers at times, but my main perspective of life is in Sacramento, California. And people don't know, like, different cities, different environments, everything changes. The air, the people, the walk, the talk. So talk to me about being in LA, because I didn't know about the LA part. So talk to me about being in LA. How did that help you? What did it peep you to? Like, what experiences did you have that you were able to kind of take with you to Portland?
Well, really, it was, to be honest with you, I moved to LA when I was 2 years old. So all my first memories of life are in LA. So riding in a little Jeep Wrangler in front of the house, the little Mexican kid across the fence that I was friends with. I think his name was maybe Petey or something like that. But yeah, like just the first who I was, like my mom was telling me we'd be riding around South Central slapping gin and juice. I got my baby bottle. I'm throwing the baby bottle at the back of her head.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
You know, like just like, so like I feel like just my beginning, like of who I felt like I was LA. And then we moved to Portland around right when you really get those memories and you're really starting to become more conscious. So around like 7, 8, it was a culture shock, really.
So in what way? Because I know there's a racial component, but like everywhere you go, there's Black folks, right? So give me, because we in movie and just going to LA, you know that there's a different type of politics that's going on in with LA shit. But compare that like to Portland. Could you say culture shock? So how did you feel? What was some of the differences you think?
The culture shock that I felt was, like I said, my mom kept me in the suburbs due to her circumstances. She wanted to stay out the hood. So she wanted to keep me in the suburbs to keep me away from the troubles, right? And I feel like a lot of parents try to do that. And it's a hit or miss whether it really works or not, because, you know, people are just who they are. And when I went to Portland, when she first moved me over to the suburbs, I was in 2nd grade. I remember I can honestly say that I'm not no like terrible person. I'm not no super troublemaker, but I was suspended in elementary school. I remember being suspended. Well, first off, I'll talk about that. I was suspended in about 2nd or 3rd grade for being called the N-word and defending myself. That was my first time experiencing that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I told my mom, like, yeah, James said this to me. And it's my homie. So this is the most confusing part. This is somebody I thought of was like you know, just, you know, little elementary friends, you know, I'm hanging out with the classmates. Okay. At recess, he called me the N-word. So I told my mom, she told me next time he does that, kick him down low.
Oh, that was game right there. Because I was just gonna say real quick, bro, I know there's some people around me right now going through experiences where they have kids that are in school and their kids are Black and they don't know. Not saying they don't know they Black, but they don't know they black. See, so they playing with kids just being a regular human, and somebody will throw some monkey shit at you. Somebody will be like nigga, and really you be taken aback because we don't really do that. Bro.
Yeah,
we have epithets for other races, but it's kind of like in this funny, joking way. That nigga shit, that's some deep rooted.
Yeah, that's deep.
A lot of kids don't experience, but it wake you up, don't it?
It woke me up for sure. I don't think I even knew what it was because that was the first time I experienced racism. And then, so I ended up getting suspended for that. And my mom's she's Filipino, so she is interesting that she kind of had to deal with. She's not Black, but she has a Black child. Yeah. So that's a whole nother topic that is like, that's a deep rooted topic as well, because there's, you know, nuances to this or that. But yeah, her defense was fight back, just fight.
So your mom, look, on some real shit real quick. When we talk about the Black struggle and everything we go through, different races of people, we need allies. Sometimes they come in different forms. Sometimes they be on some nefarious shit, but we need allies. You can be an ally in a different way. Different races of women don't realize sometimes. When you get involved in this Black shit, bro, you think you want a nigga? Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, he hooping. Yeah, had that baby. Had that baby, ain't gotta do that damn hair. Had that baby and the baby come home like they calling me monkey, nigga. And some races of women be like, what? No, they be like a white woman. She be white in her mind. No, they didn't call you that. Don't worry about it, because she probably got a little something on the low. So your mom, that was good, because I was gonna ask. So your dad is Black?
Yes. Yeah, he's from Seattle.
He's from Seattle.
Seattle, Central District, CD.
Okay, and so growing up, like, how was your relationship with him?
With him, so yeah, with him, it's always been a good relationship. It just hasn't been constant, you know, every day. Yeah. Because when they split, I was 2 years old. My mom had another boyfriend, and that's pretty much why she moved to LA with him. And so this is another topic too that shit I don't mind, just speaking on. But I had a stepdad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my first memories of life not only were LA, but I thought that was my dad, which is interesting to me because when I met my real dad, I felt maybe I was like standoffish at a young age. Like I didn't treat him with that same feeling until I really got more conscious around like maybe 8, 9. But yeah, like my dad grew up. My dad was in Seattle. I was in Portland. Well, I was in LA. My dad left Portland. He's like, my kids, my family's gone. So I'm going to go back to my family up in Seattle. And so I grew up separated my whole life. And then even LA to Seattle, Portland to Seattle, that was a separation right there. So it was always good. Always had great times. But of course, as a kid, especially, you coming home getting called the N-word and stuff like that, you need a dad. You need your father there.
And see, one of the deepest things about that, bro, because you're saying some real shit right there. Because yes, you need a father, and what a lot of men don't realize. And I got 5 kids. I have 4 kids by the age of 22. Wow. Struggled with them, did my best around as much as I could. I was consistent. I was there, right? But one thing I didn't realize, Finch, is like, bro, having kids and not living with them changes their life in so many ways. Because your dad, so the nigga part you was being called, he's kind of, that's on you, Pop. They call him, you can do it. So if your dad was there to reinforce what they calling you, why they calling you, let's do the history. Right. This could have changed everything. Now your mom was a writer though. Your mom could have been like, I don't know what that is. Go back to school, shut up. They wasn't talking to you. But she said, nah, that is derogatory. Do something about it. But the presence of the father. And I think that's what all men need to realize, bro. We be going through shit, Finches, where niggas be on drugs, niggas be in the streets, they be doing everything, and then the kid pop up. And we kind of be there and we don't realize, man, the presence is more than a present. You see what I'm saying? Your presence, family, you gotta be around them every day. And some dudes be thinking, like, I'm not a good dude, like I'm not there yet. I don't got money or There's
it ain't about that.
You can provide that can include hot dogs. Nigga, it can be hot dogs in this game. You know what I mean? They don't have to be all kind of crazy shit. So I appreciate you talking about that, bro, because people need to understand the dynamics, especially the dynamics of interracial relationships. And all of a sudden, the black kid goes through something, and I do news stories, bro, where sometimes the white moms, I've seen white moms in news stories be like, nah.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Nigga, or they defend the white kid without even knowing. You see what I'm saying? So real quick, you told me you started rapping in the 5th grade. So was that like, what was the influence in 5th grade to start rapping? I know the area you from, but who was like some of the people you were listening to?
Oh man, so I was thinking about this earlier. I was influenced by, LA hip hop off top. And then I know when I really figured out that I like really love rap, like I want to be a rapper. I felt like I was a rapper. I want to start writing rhymes. That was about 4th or 5th grade, and that was when Nelly dropped what was that? It was Country Grammar. Nelly dropped that.
That was hard.
Nelly dropped that. Hey, look.
Hey, Nelly can rap on the road.
Look. So my mom took me and my brother. She took us over to Circuit City. We got that Country Grammar CD. I just remember me and my
hard. This wasn't nothing like going to cop that hard CD.
I'm telling you, for like what, 16? It was like 16, 17, 99?
Yeah. Plastic wrapper and the whole 9. Hell yeah.
The whole thing, man. So I just remember taking that home and just me and my brother put it in the stereo. We started jumping on the bed. We was just having a ball. And so, probably with Nelly. Nelly was the beginning. And then eventually I realized, I learned more about my history. And my grandfather is a professional drummer.
I was going to talk to you about that. Yeah.
So that, I'll let you get back to your, you know what I'm saying?
No.
I don't want to get too far ahead.
So 5th grade, and then, because I think the reason why I asked that, because hip hop is amazing, bro. Like what it does to our community, but aside from the negative shit that we see and we don't get into, just the influence it has on us. Like these wordsmiths, these amazing fucking writers. You know what I mean? So I wanted to see who kind of touched you because I know, like being in SAC, right? I have. I want to ask you this real quick. I have artists from my city that maybe the whole world ain't too familiar with, but had a big influence on us. Like in Sacramento with Sibo and Brother Lynch, and Mozzie kind of came later, but we got homegrown people that we really rock with. So being like in Seattle, Portland, these areas, who did y'all listen to? Like, did y'all have artists from that area that was popping that everybody fuck with? You know what I mean?
We did actually. Like, my dad used to pull up on me, and he had a gang of CDs in his car, and he was like, he gave me this in like maybe fourth, fifth grade. It was Cool Nuts. Have you heard of Cool Nuts?
Wait, Cool Nuts is from where?
He from Portland. That's our OG in Portland. Cool Nuts.
From the Bay Area.
Nah, I guess he's from Portland. That's how I know about him.
I think he used to be with like JT the Bigger Figure in them,
right?
Some like the Bay Area dudes.
Yeah, they was all tied in, I think. Yeah, like Cool Nuts. I know it's a gang. I've been doing my research. It's a lot of big time rappers that was like doing their shit, and it really looked official. Like I'm watching it. I'm like, I thought they was from the Bay too.
Yeah. Damn, that's interesting because I know the Bay Area has a really interesting history, like hip hop history. Just being that the subset cities like the Portlands, the cities surrounding California that didn't have as much as far as hip hop is concerned, they really clung to the Bay Area in different. You know what I mean?
So Mac Dre, Mac Dre. That's what I was in 6th, 7th grade. Really off. I had an Xbox with all Mac Dre songs, Thizzle Mountains, all these underground. Leave Me Alone. I'm listening to Mac Dre. My uncle lived in Frisco, so like he would come back to Seattle, and I would stay in Seattle over the summers. And I just remember my uncle he had that Rich the Factor on. He had that. Okay. And he's hard on that Rich the Factor. Like he's like, this that mob shit. Like, this that mob shit. This is what we listen to. So like I have my uncle who was a heavy Bay Area influence on me from Seattle actually. But he just loved that Frisco shit. He loved the whole Bay vibe. So I always had that to look at. And that's that's who I was looking at for new music all the time.
So I was listening to your music, right? And I see like and this is important because when I talk to people, having work available for me to view it always makes everything easier. I don't care if you're a writer, I don't care if you're a content, whatever you do, if I can go somewhere and kind of look at what you do and dissect it, it gives me just like a better perspective, right? So I've seen, like, of course, listen to your music, I hear the new school influence, like the melody driven, and that's I just put on the first album I seen, just start playing it, and it was the melody of the young dudes, right? Then I seen the bars come, you know what I mean? All right, because
I'm trying to mix it up.
Being an older dude, I can't lie, right? Older, like I'm not old, but just
you ain't old, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Like 90s hip hop is right, and everything was very distinctive in the 90s. Every style and perspective, it was distinctive. It wasn't word like it is now, but because I got kids, bro. So I'm like, let me look at the perspective of the youth, and I like some of the melody driven shit, but I like words though. I like bars, like the concepts and shit. So tell me, like, how did you create your style? Were you looking to look at like because Nelly, you mentioned Nelly, he
was melody,
but he rapping his ass off on the
that part.
Not like a lot of the dudes now. You know what I mean? So talk to me about that. How is your approach? Is it making sure I put the words? Is it the melody?
Man, to be honest, it's more about when I feel a beat, when I hear the beat, I analyze it. First off, I won't even hop on a beat if I really can't feel it, because I record myself, I mix and master myself, so I really have the freedom to really say no to beats, or say I want that one, or let me go get this one, let me pay for this beat. So it really is the beat, it's the feeling, whatever mood I'm in. I feel like I've made a lot of those melodizing songs more in a reflective state. So really, like, it starts with the beat choice. And then like I kind of think about what I have in my catalog already. So I feel like I've been going hard on the rap recently.
Mm-hmm.
On my unreleased stuff is a lot of rap. It's a lot of talking some, like putting some game on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I want to do now is I want to bring like fun vibes, and that's what I like about the new age. Sometimes they don't be talking about shit,
Mm-hmm.
but just the way certain words hit when you feel it, you
Mm-hmm.
feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and you could be saying the same three words the whole song and you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So really, it's hard to say. Like I don't go into a beat with like a mindset unless I have something written down. But I just go off the beat, really.
That's dope, bro. It is. And tell me how old are you, Finches?
I'm 30.
30. Okay.
Yeah, I'm 30. So
So,
I'm like, I like to feel like, I think like my generation, I graduated in 2010, which is like, I feel like was a pivotal time
mm,
in like the change of music. It was like, I grew up on Lil Wayne. We was banging Lil Wayne. We was Mac Dre. And then, the shift to all the Drake. Drake happened when I was in high school.
that
And
was probably big. See, because I'm
yeah,
42, bro. So I can only imagine some of these artists that's real big. Even they're big to me too. But
yeah,
like formative years is when hip hop hit you different. Like
right.
when you in junior high and high school,
Ooh,
you
Wiz
got so many
Khalifa.
moments. Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa, man, that changed the
Yeah.
game right there. We
Yeah.
started seeing people smoking weed on YouTube. We
Mm.
seen people rolling up tutorials how to roll your weed. We was in
Yeah.
high
We were
school
talking about that.
loving that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We watching Lil Wayne. We used to do the worst things trying to be like Lil Wayne.
Mm. Wait,
Kill
so speaking of that, right? So being that you are, in hip hop now making music, what do you think is like the responsibility of the artist as far as like artistically, my real life versus a fiction story versus because really consider this is why I ask this. People always give hip hop a hard time as far as the content, right?
right,
If someone is speaking about their life, my life experiences, and it sounds harsh, who gives a shit? I don't
right,
like too much embellishment. I
mm,
don't like outright fucking lying. You see what I'm
right.
saying? Because
Yeah,
it's all art to me. But sometimes you add a little something here and there. That's if you love hip hop, you understand that's a part of it.
that is.
The slippery slope because
Mm-hmm.
all of our kids are listening. You know what I mean? So how do
Yeah,
you approach like the content part of what you do? You know what I mean?
yeah. That's it. That's a heavy one too, because like I'll stop making music for a period of time. I've done that multiple times. Where shit, a year ago I didn't record for maybe like at least 6 months. I just didn't feel my life, where I was at in life. Like if I put that into the music, it wasn't gonna be good for people. It might
Hmm.
have been therapeutic for me, but it wouldn't have been good for the other people. That it's so much to understand in 3 minutes,
Yeah.
2.5 minutes of a song. So
Yeah.
like I appreciate you having me on this because I can really get, my
Hmm.
thoughts out,
Hmm.
because a lot of people that I know listen to my music and I don't think they get it because
Hmm.
it's so much jam packed into like a minute and a half, 3 minutes. It is tough. But at this point, now that I know what I'm doing, I feel like it is very like I have to be responsible. I have to tell the truth. I have to I have to figure out what angle I want to tell the truth by.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't want to tell the truth glamorizing the wrong shit. I want to tell the
Yeah.
truth by this is what I've been through.
Hmm.
Can you relate?
Hmm.
And then I got kids. I got two boys. So do I want my kids? And I got two parents. I didn't live a terrible life. So I
Mm.
have the responsibility to show people that you cannot live a terrible life and still go through some crazy shit.
There we go.
But it's where your head's at still though.
There we
So
go.
yes, it's a major responsibility getting on that mic, man. There's too many people I listen to all day, and I have to be like, I question myself, like, damn, you really listen to this dude? I'm like,
Hey.
I love this rap, I love this rapper,
Hey,
man.
that's
I love this shit, but man, he
hey,
said some.
bro, I have such a fucking love-hate relationship with hip hop, man, because
It's
now
crazy.
though, uh simplistic shoot 'em up, bang bang.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes, but if you are metaphoric, if
Right.
you do it the right way, and then sometimes, like you just said, if the music I listen to is just somebody would hear it and be like, "This is just absolute ignorance," but that's why I love black folks, bro. Like how we put
It's
this
tough.
together sometimes. It's like, damn. Yeah, he just said the worst shit ever. And you know, we kind of get numb to it. And I'm laughing about it, but hip hop artists, because I'm from an era, right? And this is something I always tell people. We're looking at 2021, 2022, all these rappers dying in a year. These rappers is dying at 18, 19, 21, frontal lobe, ain't even fully developed yet. These ain't fully men. I remember in the 90s, check me out. A lot of the rappers that's on TV right now, hear me, everybody. A lot of the rappers that's on TV that's 40 and 50 smiling and doing these TV shows, Snoop Dogg, T.I., I can name like 10 more. These niggas was in everything. They was in jail. They was in shootouts. Everything the young rappers is going through, they was going through it. The difference is society in their community didn't attack them in particular ways, so they got a chance to grow old, man. If you give black men the opportunity to grow old like everybody else, we gonna turn into wise men who smile all the time. I'll be looking at some rappers who smile all the time. I'm like, nigga, in 96, he never smiled. He was always in the news for some bad shit. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
22. Pop was 25, bro.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. That's my number one rapper all time right there.
But we have to, like, I always speak about this, bro, but we got to contextualize what we're looking at. We're looking at babies with life experiences making music. If you're 19, 20, that's a very young man. But in America, if you're 19, 20 and you black, you 30. They treat you like you a grown man. You're actually an adolescent. Treat us like the Dylan Roofs. Give us the ability to, you know what I mean? We young too. You see what I'm saying? So it's a young man's game. That's why I want to kind of know how you feel about that, how you feel about all that, because I want you to be successful, but your words are important.
Right. Very important.
Who listening to your words are important. So something else. You said you had 2 boys. Like, talk to me about fatherhood, because you mentioned what you went through with your father. Like, you seem like you're not resentful towards him. Like you seem like you fuck with him. You know what I mean?
But, we all go through our through our process, unprocessing all that, and shit. Once I got over it, I'm over it, you know, and I just appreciate him for being there still. Like, he's there for me today, you know. So like, that's really what I cherish, because shit, I have an uncle. His little brother, my uncle, is real close to me. R.I.P. my uncle. Hassan, R.I.P. Uncle Hassan. He passed away about a couple of years ago. So like, I just cherish fatherhood, period. And that man Hassan was really who showed us how to love people and how to be family. And so, you know, like, without a father, man, I couldn't imagine. Like, even states away, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? But just to not have one is just be tough.
So how do you transfer that into your boys? Like, are you consciously trying, or are you consciously thinking about what you went through with your dad and treating things differently? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I definitely am. Like, of course, we all have ideals. We want stuff to be a certain way. Life throws us curveballs, right? So we still got to swing at them. And what I do, what I pretty much focus on, is just spending as much time as I can. Like, I think about everything. Like, I want them to go to this school. I want them to live in this town, so they get the right recruitment. And from this, you know, instead of getting lack of recruitment in this place, or, you know, certain stuff like that, I really think about just everything. Like, how I want my kids to be raised. Like, do I want them to be homeschooled? Because I can't really see myself or my kids being able to handle the society we're living in right now, let alone if they 4 years old and almost 2. So in about 10 years, you know, 14, 15, it's gonna be real interesting what life is gonna be evolved to from now.
Yeah, and then we always have to factor in that with black men and everything we go through, because you're see that's why I asked you that, bro, because and I always talk a lot about this because of my experiences being a Black man and a father, or just a father in general. But when you're Black, there's hurdles that are put in your place because of where we come from and the things that we've been through. That's just facts, right? But you have to, like, the preparation of fatherhood is a motherfucker. Like, that's a part of the fatherhood piece. And sometimes, because my dad died when I was 8, you know what I mean? So I had brothers who helped out as much as they could. They were street dudes who helped me out and taught me a lot, but it's nothing like having a pop. So I didn't have one. So once I got to having my kids and I'm around them a lot, it started hitting me like, damn, some things are happening and I have no idea what to do.
Right.
I've never seen it. See?
Exactly.
Like I have an idea, of course. I've seen TV, I've heard stories. I'm not stupid, but I never seen it up close. And that can be shocking to you. It's something you ain't seen up close and now you have to do it yourself. That's why it's important that you enjoy life and all that. You know what I mean? So I see that you've been dropping projects and everything. Like the 3 projects I've seen on Title was in like the last 2 years. Like how many projects total have you come out with? Like on
I think I got about what, 1, 2, 3. I got probably about 6 or I think I got 7 projects, about 7 projects, because I started out dropping them on SoundCloud. So I have a lot of music on SoundCloud too. If y'all want to follow me, it's $1 Million Baby. If you type in $1 Million Baby Records, it'll pop up. That's my label. But yeah, I started out I used to make songs on these headphones. I would download apps on my phone, hook these headphones up, be outside Planet Fitness, recording the whole song, and they're on SoundCloud. So you can see the full evolution. I got about 7, 8 projects and a whole lot of just songs that I threw away, a whole lot of just tweaking stuff.
Yeah, and that's important that you say that, bro, because we all are at different points, like in our evolution, our careers, where we're trying to go. But I think one of the important things that I even do with myself, like to keep going forward, you got to look at how far you came. You know what I mean? Because sometimes if you look at your beginnings, you'll cringe a little bit. You know what I mean? Because
I know. I didn't deleted songs, and I'm like, damn. People would be like, bro, where'd the song go? I'm like, the mixing was trash. Like, what was I talking about? But people was feeling that. So it's like, and it's gone, long gone. And so you can't do, I feel like you got to show people your growth. We all want to start out, like, especially artists. I see a lot of new artists and they got a whole brand new Instagram. It has maybe one to 3 pictures on it, but they're official, But it's like everybody jumps in the game and they're already on top, right? Like, we can all do that, but for people to really see who you are, I feel like I just got to leave it out there for people to just take it or leave it,
Yeah, and bro, look, so this is because my platform, bro, I've been doing this for a while. Today was like a milestone for me because my homegirl, I interviewed her a long time ago, real cool sister. She got a TV show like in our city, you know what I mean? So she had me on a TV show and I watched the TV show. Like, I don't typically watch what I do. I listen to it because I gotta edit shit, but you gotta move forward, you know what I mean? But today I kind of watched that show and I was, you know what I mean, had me a few shots, you know what I mean? It was a small milestone because, bro, you gotta keep moving forward, bro. Like the name of this game, everybody listening to me who want to do something creative, because working a job as your profession, and that's where you're gonna end up in life, nothing wrong with that. You get a cool job, it can take care of your family. Don't let nobody tell you that's the wrong.
That's why I low-key wanted to talk about that too. Like, I was just thinking about that over the past couple of days, thinking like stuff I want to talk about. And like, one thing is that I know there's a lot of rappers, and I've been one of those rappers that's too proud to work. And we don't work for the man. We don't want to work for the white man. We don't do that. Like, I don't work for the white man. I work for myself, bro. This is a hustle to me. You know what I'm saying? So that is one thing that I grew out of, because when you don't choose to grow out of that, you're gonna get that money some other way.
Yeah, bro. Look, I got so many young men in my family who have the mentality, fuck that, I ain't working for nobody. And look, there's a strong element to that that's empowering. You shouldn't want to work for nobody, but you got to start somewhere. And if
Right.
you don't have any business acumen and skills in business immediately, you got to work for somebody. And even
Yeah.
so, while you building something, you may
Right.
have to work for somebody. My only thing is because like I was telling you, me and my homeboy Mike D, we worked at Verizon, or we worked at
Yeah.
a company.
Shout out Mike D, man.
Yeah,
Shout out Mike D.
that's my guy. Me and that brother
Yeah.
D are very like-minded. You know what I mean? And we worked at a company together. I don't want to give out shit. We worked at a company together, and what I learned, right? That was my last job, thank God. And it wasn't about the job, right? It
Yeah.
was the fact that I committed everything in my body to it.
Right.
I had nothing for me. I had kids, and you got family, but I had nothing for me. So when they said get the fuck out of here, I was heartbroken. Like, what you go? But that's when it hit me. Any institution you're involved in, you're just a number. That's
Yeah.
not their fault. That's yours.
Yeah.
So work a job. While working the job, what you want to do? Want to be a fisherman? You want to hoop on the weekends? Nigga, you want to start a little clothing business? You want to rap? You want to me, I'm learning, Finches, it ain't about the thing really. It's about finding something for yourself, bro, and never stop doing it. And if you do it with consistency and passion, you just might make a lot of money at it too. I was just listening to a video the other day. We are in the richest nation on the globe. The United States is the richest nation. That's why everybody come here. Getting rich in this country is, for the most part, easier than anywhere else. Like the opportunities, a whole bunch of shit going on, but it's a lot of opportunities. In this country, you gotta find something, man. So I appreciate you doing the music. Like, so tell me right now, like, what's your plan? Do you plan on to continue putting the music out? Because you mentioned, you was telling me that you like do other stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, my mind be going all day. I probably got ADD, but it works to my advantage probably, because I'm like, man, I'm gonna keep it real. I might be on the toilet, and I might do a graphic design right there. I might write a whole rhyme on the toilet, or I might be at the gym on the bike for 40 minutes and write a whole song. So, like, I'm constantly like, I feel like I'm a product of the era that I was raised in, which is marketing. Because I even had a school class in high school, and we watched the whole movie, and it showed us just Monsters Inc. and you can see all the marketing in it. So like I've always been like, I gotta have a brand, I gotta have clothing that I can put on and sell. I want a food truck. I'm gonna have a food truck here within a short amount of time. Give me a couple years, man. I'm gonna have a food truck cracking. I'm gonna have a restaurant. You know, I want to open a studio so I can have my record label and I can help out other artists as well. So as far as like, I'm just like hip hop, I music, food, pretty much the party. That's what I just want to have a good time with life, pretty much.
Yeah, and I think it's good to take things that you're good at and things that you like to do and try your best to monetize them. You just got to prioritize shit, bro, because I know how it feels to, because one of the comforts of working the job is you know what you're going to do. It's 8 hours. You know what you're going to do. You're going to get off and relax afterwards. It's a pretty planned day. You know what I mean? When you're working for yourself, when you're creating things for yourself, you manage in your own time. You have to put yourself on schedules. You have to be productive. You know what I mean? And it's harder to a degree, but it's more rewarding in my opinion as well. So tell me this real quick. You mentioned, something else I didn't mention. So something else we didn't talk about. So how do you feel about, because getting into hip hop, right? Let's say you get to a point where you're just well known and everybody know you and you're putting out the content you're putting out. How do you feel about all the rappers dying? Like, what do you?
Oh man,
I have a perspective on that, of course. What do you attribute that to? Because I think last year, 2021, I think it was an astonishing number, bro. I want to say 30, 40, 50, if not more. Now, granted, some of these dudes being 42, I don't know a lot of them, like their music, but these are dudes who were in hip hop. How do you feel about the violence that follows some of our rappers? You know what I mean?
The saddest thing I could say is that a lot of people bring it onto themselves.
What you mean? What you mean?
I wouldn't say that anybody deserves to die or deserves to get their chain snatched and shot up while eating Roscoe's. You know, I wouldn't say no one deserves that, but I believe in spirituality. and I believe deeply in law of attraction. So that's part of my responsibility before I even start writing a song. A lot of times, a catchy line will come to my head and it works on the beat, and it's some flagrant shit. It's some ignorant shit. And I could go ahead and press record and do that. But I know because I've spoken things into my existence. And I've almost, I'm glad to be here today with you. I've gone through my trials and tribulations to what I was attracting to myself, even if I wasn't conscious of it. And so when you have music out, you can listen to it, you can play it back 100 times, so you can be pretty conscious of what you got going. And so I would say that a lot of these rappers that are passing, they kind of have that element in their music where it can get violent. It can be violent. It can be negative. It's asking for a lot of bad stuff to happen to them, or like, I'm gonna do this if this happens, or if this guy pulls up, whoop de whoop whoop whoop, and then I think unfortunately it's just a lack of spirituality probably.
And see, it's funny you say that, because like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with the culture. And the older I get, the level of artistic integrity is what I'm looking for in an artist. So it's rare now that a new dude, if you're 21 or 21-22 talking about shooting up shit, it's difficult for me to listen to the music. Now, I can separate and say this is a young black man who probably come from struggles, who, if this works for him, he'll be able to feed his family. But bro, what comes out of your mouth, the spell that you put on people when you talk, this is all of us. When you say something like Tupac, I love this brother and we should idolize him, but he approached things the incorrect way. At times. Now, he was moving fast because he was on parole, or he had to, you know what I mean? He was on bail because, look, craziest shit about Tupac, from the time he got out of jail on death row to the time he died, 9 months.
Ooh.
9 months. Bro, at the time, this shit seemed like years. In that 9 months, do you know how much shit happened in that 9 months? How many incidents? How many? And this is no social media, so we're just hearing about it. We see in the article. We see in, you know what I mean? So, but I think back, like, what you breathe into is what's gonna come back to you. And I know some hip hop artists who are dying from a jealous perspective. Like, I got this big change, real nice car. Somebody see me, I'm in the wrong neighborhood. They think I'm a lick. That always happens, you know what I mean? But just like you saying, like the gangster rap, you have to be careful, because here's the thing, right? There's artists before Ice Cube, really, but the gangsta West Coast type of sound was cemented with NWA. And it's funny to me sometimes when Ice Cube, the writer of most of the songs, no gangster. But he didn't speak in first person. So this is what the problem I be having with young hip hop art. Don't talk about what you're gonna do to me if you're not gonna do it to me.
Right.
If you would, then maybe you shouldn't say it, but I respect it if that's what you're about.
Right.
But you can speak in third person. You can speak about what you see, because what happens in a lot of neighborhoods in America is that the toughest nigga can't put his words together the other guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the real tough nigga got 2-3 words in his duffel bag and some more other shit for you. But the guy who was articulate, he's watching it. He's nods. See? He's watching the environment and can articulate it. So you got to be careful, bro. So that's why anytime I talk to anybody doing hip hop, make your music and balance it. Try your best to balance it out. Now, do you have anything else coming up? Like, are you working on any new albums? I got a graphic designer. Like, talk to me about that real quick. Is that like, tell me what kind of graphic designer? Is it just art or?
Like album covers, artwork. Okay. I did all the artwork for all 3 projects that are on Untitled.
Okay.
I also did all the artwork for every project on SoundCloud. So every project that I've done, I made the artwork. And so that's going back like about 5 years now.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's a service you can offer.
actually a little bit longer, about 6 years, because I started doing graphics on my phone about 2017, 2018 before I had kids. So yeah, so like not only do I do that, like I've made like RP my homie Dante. I made a sweatshirt for him. You know, I design sweatshirts. I design all my clothing line. You know, I do just whatever I can think of. To be honest, really just music, more so for music, album covers.
Yeah, no, that's dope, bro. And that can always be, because what I've been learning, bro, as I get a little older, I'm like thinking of how to create streams of income, right? And there are certain things that I like doing a lot that I may not be getting paid for. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait a minute, how can I take something that I just enjoy doing and figure out a way to monetize that shit? Because that's really, when we talk about your sons and my kids, and you're talking about the schools you want them to go to, bro, all that's what you should be thinking about, because we responsible for their future. Like I growing up where we grew up, bro, in a lot of different neighborhoods in the country, not having resources, not having options. You didn't know you was going through some of the shit because you didn't have options. You know what I mean? So money ain't everything, but one thing it does is create options. You feel me?
Right.
So like you were saying, talk to me about any new albums you got coming out, new music you working on.
Oh yeah. Well, I got a lot of new songs I got in the tuck right now. Like I got about like 20 songs I'm choosing from, and I just went on my Instagram a couple of days ago, just ask people to get a idea of how many songs they want to listen to, because I feel like I might have 20 songs ready to go right now, but the world only has so much attention span. So I've been trying to gauge that. So I'm gonna drop a project on Monday. It's gonna be Fettuccine 2. I'm gonna drop Fettuccine 2 for the people. It's gonna be a little bit of melodies on there, but it's gonna be more game than a little bit, even a little more in depth than the last project. So it's gonna be like kind of like a spin-off from the last one, Fettuccine, that I dropped.
Yeah, no, that's dope. I listened to all three of them. You know what I mean? And you right with that, because like being like an avid hip hop listener back in the day, it was longer albums. Now I'm seeing, because to me, I think the frequency in which you drop is important. So they should see you a lot. Like, because in anything you're doing, you mentioned the attention span, bro. That's in everything. Anything people are consuming, their attention span is short. So you shouldn't just rush things out that for the sake of putting it out. But you gotta try to be as expedient as possible, because they move on. You will drop some shit today, and next week they'd be like, when that new shit coming?
Exactly.
You know how hard I had to work on to give you that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's important that you keep dropping music, bro. So I'm excited to see everything you're doing, bro. I appreciate you being on the show, man, and having a good conversation with you. You know, I wish you the blessings with your kids and everything you're going through, but keep being transparent, man. Like and you got to put that in the music. Like you was mentioning that 6 months where you didn't want to drop because of what you was going through. Wouldn't help people. That's the artistic part. You got to figure out a way to not give them the bullshit, but that feeling that you're going through, you got to give them that. That could be a struggle. That could be, I'm confused. That, because rooted in, put all the bullshit to the side, the root of it is confusion, it's hurt, it's anger, it's don't know what's going on, and all that can be used. You know what I mean? Because it's, when I go to Tidal every Friday, I've ever since hip hop in the 90s, since the 90s, every week hip hop come out, I'm checking. Back in the day, it was like Tuesday. Go to Sam Goody. Go to, you know what I mean? Come out Tuesday. You know what I mean? Now it's Fridays, and it's so many artists, like too many to count. And my shit used to be to listen to everything. Now I just can't do it. They're young, it's just something. But like the positive out of that to me is there's a lane for everybody. And I've seen people that I listen to and I'll be like, what the fuck is this? And he never stops rapping. And 2 years later, I'm like, wait, okay, he got him one now.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You gotta stay. You gotta keep the foot on the pedal, man. It's tough. Like we all go through our lives. You know, that's part of what this shit is all about. It is long. Like when you get past the glamour, the glitz and the glamour part, and you just put real life into the songs. It's gonna gonna kick off, you know.
It's gonna kick off, and it got to be like a job. Like
Yeah.
even if you work in a real, like I tell everybody, Finches, like my homeboys, everybody around me, you are what you do in your free time. It's
Right.
simple. When we're not required to do nothing, what do? Is it TV, smoking all day, playing the game, fucking with some chicks? See, free time is the important part. Because anybody be like, I ain't got no bread, I ain't got shit, I bet you be watching TV a lot, nigga.
That part. You on YouTube. You on YouTube. You on the gram.
I
Going
bet you
crazy.
got time for something. That's
clicking
time.
that like, clicking them likes.
You see what I'm saying? So it's difficult, but anything like worth having, it's kind of difficult. And like I said, it's nothing wrong with working a job. You want to work a job
Yeah.
and have kids or do something on the side. But
this is what I'm gonna say real quick. Like if you're gonna work a job and you want to be an artist or you want to do something else, just try to find a job that you can do that. Or you like I have a job, and at my job, I have 8 hours to mix and master my music. So by having this job, it's created the music being a job. If I wasn't at this job, I would be working, actually doing some stuff for 8 hours. And then after I get off from 8 hours, I'm going to take my ass to sleep. I'm going to smoke some weed and I'm going to chill. I'm going to be on YouTube or I might record a song. But like, I would just say shit, you got to do what caters to you. Like if you want all the nice clothes. I used to get jobs where I was selling shoes because I want shoes. So it's like shit, you still got to do what you got to do what you got to do. You're still going to get this music going.
Yeah, because you got to be consistent. You got to take it serious. Because I've realized that, man, through my journey and doing everything I'm doing, I'm like, all right, so I gotta remove the hobby from it, or call it a hobby. Call it a hobby, and I don't want nothing from it, and I'm just gonna have fun. But if you like, I want to get something out of it. I want money. I want to help my family with this thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
You got to remove hobby from that shit and make it like another job. And that may be no sleep. That may be sacrifices. And I was doing something today, and that fucked me up. Like thinking about what I was gonna say to you. We gonna get out of here in a minute, y'all. But I gotta say this too. I was thinking about what I was gonna say to you, dog, and I was like, damn. I was watching this video, and he was like, do you know why when a plane is going down, they tell you to put the thing like the air thing that helps you breathe while y'all going down? It tells you to put the thing on your face first. If you got a family, if you're a man, and you got a family on the plane with you, and the plane going down, they tell you to protect you first, not your kid first. See, if I can't do nothing, if I'm not mobile, if I don't have resources, if I'm not doing what's right, I'm gonna fuck my kids up. So that was hard. I was like, damn, wait, no, I gotta protect my kids. Nah, you do. But really, to protect your kids first, to protect your family first, it starts by caring about you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's number one.
You got to care about you. You got to make sure you straight. And in return, if you straight, you're going to be clear mentally, physically, spiritually to help everybody around. You know what I mean? So everybody, I want to thank y'all for tuning into another episode today, man. We got a young entrepreneur on the show, young musical artist, produces his own music. Go to Tidal, look up FinchesFly. When I post different clips of the show, I'll show y'all some of his stuff. But support the brother, man. Let's support young entrepreneurs, young people in our community. Sometimes your support, your shout out, your comment is all that they need to keep going, right? Like everybody don't know how it feels to be trying to embark on a creative endeavor, and it's difficult. You see what I'm saying? So I support anybody trying to do the right thing. This brother got a good head on his shoulders, so we're gonna support you. Now, do me a favor before we leave, man, and tell everybody where they can reach you.
Oh man, follow me on Instagram. Instagram at FinchesFly, FinchesFly. And then I don't do any other social medias. I don't get too busy on there.
Yeah.
But follow me on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. Finchy Taught Me on YouTube. I got music all over, all platforms.
And you said that the new album coming out Monday, and that's
I'm gonna drop this next one on Monday.
That's gonna be on all the streaming platforms.
All streaming platforms, yeah.
All right, so look out for that new album. That's Fettuccine 2, right?
Fettuccine 2.
Yep. Look out for that new album on Monday. This is my brother FinchesFly, man. Follow me at Melanated Convo 100 is the Instagram page. You can go to the website, which is Melanated Convo. You can find all the interviews there, some news stories, everything I post. Continue to follow your boy. And if I'm a post a link again to everybody listening. Your boy was on TV today, man. I got to watch myself on TV. I kicked back like I didn't even fucking know who I was. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, he's superstar, man. I'm rocking with the superstar right now, man. Put me on TV, man. Let me be an extra. Come on, man.
Hey, Finches, bro. You gotta appreciate small steps. You gotta work hard, bro. And then when small steps happen, fuck what everybody else talking about. You gotta take them small steps, take them small gains, and it's gonna get where you're going. But sometimes you gotta look back at where you've been and use that as your motivation to keep going.
Right.
So this is your brother Harrison, Melanated Convo podcast, FinchesFly. We out.